And as we all know, we're excited for the wildlife here, ladies and gentlemen. New wildlife on the next gen consoles will be able to see millions of new animals wandering around the map because we're totally a wildlife expert.
Guys, and in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is Rockstar's Newswire, and of course, about the wildlife. Let's go! Let's go! I'm kidding. Obviously, wrong channel. What we're actually going to be talking about is the new drift features additions that will be coming to the game. So, I will kind of pop up, hopefully pop up the news article throughout the video, and stuff like that to see what I'm talking about. And I'm also going to be, going off of my thoughts. No script, obviously, so it's literally just my thoughts on this. Things first that it mentions is that there will be new drift modifications for select cars. Now, this is actually going to be, I think, really, really cool because Rockstar is finally listening to, at least the drift community. They did that a little bit in the Tuners update, but I feel like this update, they can really go more in depth. With the Tuners update, they added cool cars. Granted, not everyone wanted the cars from the Tuners update, but most people did, and I actually really like them, so, yeah. But they added as well the low grip tires, which is used on a lot of drift cars today, even some older cars. Granted, things like the Schwarzer, I would recommend still stancing it, but, another topic for another day. So, but my only thing is it had me thinking, what would they possibly do for it? Because we all know the GTA system of how there's the engine upgrades, there's the suspension, there's all that stuff, transmission and turbo. So that got me thinking, what would they add for those individual pieces that will allow the cars to drift better in the game? Of course, it's not all the cars. I feel like maybe like how they did in the LS update. Maybe like a year later, obviously we might have GTA 6. Hopefully by then, probably not. But but a year after low grip tires have been out, they got introduced for all the cars. Maybe that's how they're gonna do it for the new drift components in the game. But here's how I kind of think of it. Maybe the engine upgrade as it is, obviously it gives your car more top speed, more acceleration, all that stuff. So I think it's going to still keep that. So what I'm thinking is it's either better than the level 4, so it's like a level 5, or it could go to the limit of 5M where it has like 1,000,000 horsepower and torque, making your car go super fast. But as well, I feel like that might be kind of used in racing, maybe not as much actually, because they would have to add like a major brake update if they really wanted to use that factor for racing. So maybe not. Maybe it might not be that, because that might be a little bit too crazy, especially for people who like to grief and stuff like that. They would probably take advantage of that, so it's probably not it. So it's probably just a slight better upgrade. So like a level engine 5 instead of a 5M kind of upgrade where it's like your car is gonna go 2 quadrillion miles per hour and you're just gonna go flying down every single street and stuff like that. Probably not like that. But the next component is suspension. Let me go over suspension. What I'm thinking is it obviously will probably lower your car more, and as well might add maybe a little bit of camber in there, maybe a little bit of extra angle, you know what I'm saying? Maybe something like that. Because a lot of the cars in the game are very, very good. Granted, with some of the cars, they run out of that steering angle. So maybe for those cars, it can have an upgraded radius it can turn. So maybe it might make the car better, might make the car worse. Who will know? Time will tell when this update comes out. Next up, transmission. I'm thinking it's just going to be a slightly better transmission, or we can go into the realm of insane and maybe converting the cars to manual. Because I know that, at least to myself, I would really like to have a manual gearbox car in this game. The reason for that is, obviously when you're drifting in almost every other game, you have it on manual to where you can switch it into the gear you actually want to be in and stay in to get that, perfect rev limiter stuff. Instead of having the transmission, which is in the game right now, which also technically incorporates the clutch kicking. That's kind of how it's a thing is off of hearing. So maybe if you were to use gear ratios, it might make it worse to clutch kick, because technically, not getting into it, it would just be a little bit weird, trying to click like multiple things at once to try and get it to, do the thing. But I'm just thinking it would be cool because, that could be something, maybe for GTA 6, who knows. But finally, turbo, probably, again, kind of the same thing as like transmission and engine upgrades. It's probably going to be a slightly better turbo to where it's giving your car more top speed, more acceleration, and stuff like that, but still keeping it pretty tame because it's not an HSW upgrade. Or maybe it could go to that level where it makes your car insanely fast, like I said, 5M kind of thing. But so that's kind of my thoughts on each individual upgrade, what they could possibly do, and what they could possibly be. Drift races. So this can be interpreted in a lot of different ways because we don't really know what it is. It could be maybe event races that make your car slidier, maybe, or allow the new upgrades to actually be playable in those races. Maybe they're locked in those only races, so people would have to create new maps for the drift race series to then have those modifications in that map. Maybe they could do something like that, like Arena War, but it could just be another thing where it's like a free mode kind of experience, but maybe you can like change the traffic values, kind of stuff like that. Could be something a little more simpler, could be something more insane. Who knows? Time will tell on that one. I really don't have any opinions for that because it's basically just another race series. But who knows?